Sister, please. This way. Hello?
That is a clip from the new movie The Nun, which will be hitting theaters September 7th. Hey, that's only a day after my birthday. I have to say, it looks really creepy, but I'm pretty excited for it. Do you guys plan on seeing it? Let me know down below. Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley, and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Let's jump right into our list of what if the nun was real. Alright, well first things first, if the nun was real, we would all need some backup to help save us from this demon. If the nun was real, we would need Ed Warren. Sadly, he passed away in 2006 at the age of 79. But if this was back in the day when Ed was younger, like the movies portrayed, then he would be necessary in beating this demon. So as we know, the demon nun Valak wanted to kill Ed Warren because the name Ed Warren is an anagram of Red Raven, which is translated from German to English, is said as Red Raven. The Red Raven is said to be a magic mirror that is known to the uninitiated as a novelty toy to be used for simple amusement. However, adepts know the occult secret that the Red Raven magic mirror is in reality a modern version of the Key of Solomon, aka the Devil's Trap. This was used by Solomon to imprison 72 demons in a brass jar, which was then thrown into a deep lake near the ancient city of Babylon to prevent others from discovering it. So basically, Ed Warren was a living, breathing demon trap. This is why Valak wanted him dead, so that he would never be captured, nor would other demons, and they could continue their hauntings. Also, Ed would need to know where the demon would be, so that brings us to our next point, Lorraine Warren. As much as we need Ed Warren, we would also need his wife Lorraine Warren, as she is the one Valak first appeared to. As we know, Valak appears to Lorraine in her vision at the Amityville house and then again at her place, and the visions involve the death of her husband. So she is someone who knows where this demon will be, which is a really handy thing to know. But also, since Valak can somewhat control what she sees, he gives her these scary visions such as her husband dying. And so basically that's just torturing her. But she goes through it to try and get rid of this demon. For our next point, it's time to talk about the nun itself, Valak. It's important to know the demon's history. What's really terrifying is the fact that the nun in the movie is actually based on mythology. Yeah, I don't really know how to handle that. So Valak takes the form of the nun in the movie, but in other texts such as grimoires, which are books of magic that also tell people how to conjure demons, Valak is a demon that's described as a child with angel wings, which rides on a two-headed dragon. So yeah, quite different than what the filmmaker created. Valak is said to be the commander of over 30 legions of demons. One of the most notable mentions of Valak in real life was back in the mid-17th century Gothic Gotic grimoires. It's titled The Lesser Key of Solomon, which drew on materials from a couple centuries prior. The book's name comes from the fact that the demons focused on are ones that, according to legend, were summoned by the biblical figure King Solomon. It describes the demon Valak as the grand president of hell, who commands legions of demonic minions. A passage in the book says, "The 62nd spirit is Valak. He is president, mighty and great, and appeareth like a child with angel wings, riding on a two-headed dragon. His office is to give true answers of hidden treasures, and to tell where serpents may be seen, the which he will bring unto the exerciser without any force or strength, being by him unemployed. He governeth 38 legions of spirits, and his seal is thus." Yeah, that's pretty creepy. And for our next point, I think it's important to mention that this was not based on a true story. So while the nun from the movie might be based off of a real demon, there is no part of the movie itself that is based on a true story. So in this movie, Vatican officials send a priest and a novitiate to investigate the suicide of a young nun in Romania. They soon find themselves in a fight of their lives when they encounter a demonic force that takes the shape of a nun. So yeah, thank goodness none of this is true. This movie story was actually inspired by a 1986 movie called The Name of the Rose. In this movie, the friar and his apprentice travel to an abbey in northern Italy to investigate the mysterious death of a famous monk. The last person who talked to the monk is found dead in a vat of pig blood. People fear that this is the work of the devil himself. So while the movie was inspired by this story, it's obviously quite different. And one more point, if the nun were real, it would be absolutely terrifying. Yeah, just very straightforward with this point. If the nun were real, then everyone would be freaking out. I mean, look at her. She's pale, well, relatable. Green eyes, yeah, geez, relatable again. I should have just been cast to play her myself. But she also has hollowed black circles around her eyes, her veins are popping through, she has a crooked nose, and black chapped lips. Also, she has these extremely sharp, long, blood-covered teeth. Yeah, the whole look all together is not an appealing one. I couldn't even imagine being in a scenario where she would be real. There's this really terrifying clip from The Conjuring 2, the clip with the painting. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then here you go. Yeah, not about that. That is freaking terrifying. The image for the nun was actually something James Wan put together after hearing about a spectral entity that had supposedly haunted paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren. Alright guys, that was our list about what if the nun was real. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your questions and comments down below as I will be responding to them. Also, don't forget to show us some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.